medal round, 125 pounds. Unprecedented coverage of the medal round. We're glad to bring it to you this morning on the U. We're going to start off with this match between Obi Blanc of Lock Haven and Troy Nickerson of Cornell. Nickerson of Cornell on his knees right now with a red singlet and the red ankle bands. Obi Blanc of Lock Haven in the maroon singlet and the green ankle band.
Well, the wrestling nation knows a lot about Troy Nickerson, 5-time New York State champion and then last year's runner-up as a freshman. But a lot of people don't know Obi Blanc. But Obi Blanc is really good. He's quick, he's strong, and he's made a statement here in these NCAAs.
He's explosive, very, very quick, and he's technically sound. He's an All-American.
Unusual style here for Nickerson, guys, but he starts off in that neutral position from his knees like that.
It's a nice way to stop any kind of a dart shot right off the whistle. And we've seen that cost some people matches late in the match.
Is that unique to Nickerson, that style?
I believe that's probably an adjustment to scouting your opponent and seeing he's very, very quick. He wants to come in, and you can see Nickerson, as soon as he makes contact, will come back up to his feet because he's got a feel and can sense when Obi is about to try a shot.
The significance here, as Clint pointed out, that Nickerson has never been in a wrestle-back situation. You've won 5 state titles. You first time in your competitive career in college, you go to the finals. You've never been in this situation, and this is where you find out the heart of a wrestler.
Everyone faces adversity. He had injuries early in the year, missed, a good part of the season early on, and came back. And he's a talent, but it didn't come true for him. And here he is back, and he is showing what kind of heart he has in terms of reacting to adversity.
We'll talk about the adversity from last night, guys. That disappointing loss in the semifinals to Donahoe of Nebraska. I mean, here's a guy who's trying to bounce back today. You talked about Dustin Schlater, Jeff, in the Open. He's doing it for his team because his team has a realistic shot of winning the national title. Not as easy for a guy from Cornell.
But Cornell's still in the hunt to place high, and you rely on teammates. That's what teammates are for, is you share the burden. And I'm sure Coach Rob Cole and some of his teammates talked to him and told him, gather yourself back up, refocus, and go out and be intense.
Can be brutal, can it, though? You don't have much time to recover.
Sleepless nights. I'm sure a lot of wrestlers have gone through that.
Sure. The problem with the headgear of Nickerson. Strap came unloose, but he's still going at it. No score here. In the last 35 seconds of this opening period. They're going to readjust that headgear now.
Nickerson's coming off an upset loss to Penn's Matt Eveleth, who caught the big red wrestler on his back in the championships of the conference. So he's had a little adversity, Nickerson has, in the last 3 weeks that he hasn't experienced. But like you said, Jeff, he's coming off injuries where he didn't wrestle that much this year. Only had a record coming into the NCAA of 12-2.
Oh, nice dart shot. He got Obi's ankle there. Blanc now trying to counter with a wizard.
And as long as he does not get that arm slipped, he didn't, and there's no points.
Period comes to an end before he could lock up the other leg. So no points through the first period.
A little injury time.
It's like a little blood in the mouth for Nickerson.
And now Escobedo on the board at number 1, 2-0.
So now let's go over to another match featuring Nick Simmons at 133 pounds. And let's get you an update from Quid Kesting on what's been going on here.
Well, 133, Nick Simmons of Michigan State, front headlock against Tyler McCormick, put him to his back as that period ended. He was very close to pinning McCormick of Missouri. Brian Smith then in between periods talking to the official about the legality of that actual headlock, which in turn gives McCormick a little breather after being on his back for so long.
Well, McCormick's already gone longer than he did in his first time against Simmons this year, where he was pinned in 1:23. So he's into the second period. You heard Clint talk about the question on the legality of the headlock. There always seems to be a question around Nick Simmons' wrestling when it involves the head and the throat.
Right here, that very same hold that he's using now. He gets way out front on him, and it forces your head down, and the tremendous pressure can lead to some people feeling that it may be a chokehold.
Simmons, a #1 seed at 133 pounds. One of 3 #1 seeds that did not make it to tonight's finals.
Very heartbreaking loss for Simmons here in his home state. 4-time All-American, never having been to the finals.
That's it, you're gonna get this. Second foot. Second foot.
Nickerson's Simmons is one of those guys that you think he's getting high, and he's very comfortable in this situation.
Simmons needs to be careful. He's got his scissors on the body, but if that foot slides up to the knee, that would be called a figure 4, and that's legal.
Now here he goes, and it looks like he's going to count. Yes, he's getting back points, prying him over.
This is typical Simmons right here. He's very, very tough on top.
Well, it punishes his opponent. Right now, McCormick's feeling it.
Troy Nickerson with the 2-0 lead. This is the first.
As you mentioned, Missouri, they're right in the hunt for a trophy. They're in 3rd place, and so every match is important because that 3rd and 4th place trophy is up for grabs among about 5 different teams. And it all depends on what happens in these bouts.
Here he is for the first time in a wrestle background, and he leads 2-0 on mat #3.
The difference between 6th and 3rd, which these wrestlers are competing for, is 4 points, and that doesn't include advancement or pin or extra points. And so it's significant. They've got their 6th place points already worked in, and now they're trying to see how many more points they can tag on to it. See that he slipped the leg in there, Simmons did.
And now
he feels real comfortable right there. He's got the inside leg, and he had the reverse headlock. And the end of the period, Simmons leads 8-0.
So a big lead for Simmons. Let's get back over to the Blanc Nickerson match for an update on how that's been going.